Hello guys, Yoho139 here, and this is Terraria? Yeah, I know I said I'd be doing Bioshock, but I still have to, look into it and see what it's like, play it a bit, get a feel for the game. So, in the meanwhile, I'm going to play Terraria, which I've played before, and while I haven't finished it, I've gotten some decent advancement in it. So we'll see what it's like. I feel like the sound might be a bit too loud, so next episode, if the sound was too loud for this one, I will have the sound down a bit lower. Where's the sun? Hello sun, how are you today? We're going to go into single player. I'm going to create a character here. I did have characters already, but I've deleted them because I can. I'm going to go with... I'm going to mess around with this for a while and see if I can get something. And I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay guys, we're back with our purple skin and papal shoes. And it looks like we've got a Terraria porno on our hands. Anyway, I'm going to leave that male. Okay, so this is the difficulty setting. This is essentially easy, this is medium, this is hard. Softcore characters drop money on death, medium core drop items on death, and hardcore characters die for good. So I'm not going to do hardcore, because I die a lot. I usually play softcore, but I feel like that might be too easy, because there is no real reason, there's no real sense of loss when you die on softcore, because all you have to do really is walk back to where you were, or even just leave it, depends on how much money you have and if you're keeping it in a safe. So I'm going to go medium core for this playthrough. So I'm going to create my character here. Yoho139 is my name, at least it is here. I'm going to generate a world. I'm going to have a small world. And the reason I'm going to choose a small world is because this allows me to progress in certain ways that I've planned, i.e. to the islands, if you know what I'm on about, much quicker than I could in a medium or large world. And later on, if I want to, I can move my character into a medium or large world. So, world name, world name, world name. I'm going to think of something semi-decent and I'll be back in just a sec. I feel like it matches my shoes. Okay, start of the game, we somehow have a okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Ah, crud. Start of the game, somehow have a stone block for some reason. This keyboard, or not this keyboard, this game has the controls bound to that of a normal QWERTY keyboard, so I'm going to rebind my controls, for which I have to exit out to the main menu. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back, and I'm going to turn the sound down as well while I'm at it, so be right back. Okay, we're back. The music is now much more subdued. I left the sound volume a bit higher than the music volume, so that should let us have a decent balance. I'm going to protect the guide. It's very rare in my games that he dies at all, but I'm going to just stick him in a hole here just in case, because you never know with this idiot. Come on, man. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. And it looks like you're going to make me do it the hard way. So what I want to get to doing here is probably go caving during the first night. To get me some resources. I also... Come back here, you idiot. God damn it, man. I want to go caving on the first night to get some resources. I also want to... get some armor, mainly. I want to... Get back here, you moron. I want to build a house by the second night, probably. Fine, stay there. I want to build a house by the second night, and I promise I will get used to controls soon-ish. I want to build a house by the second night, have some better armor hopefully by the third or fourth night, and yeah, maybe get some NPCs eventually, although I can't remember right now. I think the merchant is the first one you get. Let's not go down there. The merchant is probably the first NPC you get, because you get the merchant when you get 1 gold, and before that you pretty much don't have anything. So, first order of business is to kill some slimes and get some mushrooms as well. They're useful for healing. Wonder. Oh, I haven't hurt myself yet. Yeah. So, once I have a merchant, I'm going to work on getting the rest of the NPCs and probably building a ridiculous house. Here's some copper. So, if you've played Minecraft, don't assume that Terraria is that similar to Minecraft. It does have some aspects that are quite similar, but the look alone should not make you think that they're the same, because I came in with that thought and it was quickly dispelled, because they do have some things that knowing them for one will help you in the other, but then they have other things that if you assume they're similar, you're going to have a very, very hard time. So it's more RPG-like in the sense that die, slime, die. It's more RPG-like in the sense that there's bosses, there's a fixed goal. You can technically do everything in Terraria, and if you beat all the bosses and so on, you progress and gain better and better armor until you reach such a point that there is nothing more to do other than building, freeform building, the same thing you would be doing in Minecraft. So you're probably thinking, well, yeah, but there is things to do in Minecraft. You can kill the Ender Dragon, and yes, you're absolutely right. There are things, set goals in Minecraft, but it's not so much now. It is a very open-ended game. You can keep playing it for a while and kind of pursue your own goals without even having to pay any heed to what they want you to do. In Terraria, it's not story-based, I wouldn't say, but there's more of, an idea of this set goal of things you want to do, and I need wood. So there's more of an idea of a set goal of things you want to do, armor progression, same way there's in Minecraft, but the armor progression is slightly more permanent because your armor doesn't break. Bosses you want to defeat, items you want to obtain, so on. Okay, so, first difference, crafting. It works pretty differently in the sense that you don't have to, organize your recipes and whatever, but it also, there are workbenches that are items you have to be near to be able to do certain things, and this is iron here, by the way. There are certain methods of crafting. I'm going to take this because I don't have many torches just yet. There are certain things, for example, glasses, which are an item, vanity item, although I think they give you defense or something as well. And to craft those, you have to first craft a table, I think, or a chair. I think it's a chair. You have to first craft a chair to craft a glasses, because you need to be beside a chair and a workbench. I think that's it. And beside that, you also need a furnace for the glass, things like that. So there is a more of a build-up. And for example, in Minecraft, I watched a video just the other day of Kurt J. Mack and Brian Lorg on 111, and they did a speed challenge that involves building a daylight sensor, and this is it's an item in the game if you don't play Minecraft, of building a daylight sensor in as little time as possible, and they were racing each other. And in that, a daylight sensor is not a very complex item to make, but it still requires going into the Nether, which is a separate dimension to the one you start in, and it requires, gaining a certain progression within the game. So it's one of the more complex items to create, and they, going straight for this item with no other goal, took 15 minutes to make it. And thinking now, the object within Minecraft that would take you the most time would probably be a beacon, for which you have to kill what's considered by most to be the final boss. And you could probably do that if you knew what you were doing. You could probably do that in about 2 hours. In Terraria, 2 hours will get you a basic set of, a good enough set of armor you'll kill a few bosses and maybe build yourself a house. You know, it's that kind of thing. I mean, if you're getting a beacon in 2 hours, you're probably not building a house in Minecraft either, but you're getting a certain amount of progression. In Terraria, not so much. So, if you look up top here, I now have 53 copper ore, and I think I have iron in my inventory. 15 iron ore. So I'm going to need a furnace once we get back, so I'm going to mine some stone out here. And with this copper, first item I'm probably going to make is a bow. That's another difference. Within Terraria, you craft bows out of the metals, and depending on the metal you use... Seriously, I'm probably better off using my pick as a weapon. Depending on the metal you use, your bow adds more power to your shots, or, well, your arrows. And your arrows can also change. Some have effects, most don't. Well, most of the starter ones don't. Okay, it's starting to get dark. I should probably get back to my guide. So, in the start, you are probably best off getting yourself a decent bow. I know it's the first thing I do when I play Terraria, which I haven't played Terraria in a while, so I'm probably going to be a good bit rusty. One of the first things I do is I get myself a good bow. And that's just because it's very useful to take out enemies from a distance. I'm going to hit this guy with my pickaxe. It does exactly the same damage as my sword, or sometimes more, and it has better range. Great. I'm also going to make myself an iron sword by the looks of it. Is that... hang on. I just need to check my sword in a second. No, terrible copper short sword. Yeah, I can tell. Large copper pickaxe. Okay, that's why my pickaxe is better than my sword for killing things. I've lost my train of thought. Sorry about that, guys. Also, you'll notice here, it says large copper pickaxe and terrible copper short sword beside just a normal copper axe. And each individual tool or weapon has these kind of multipliers or comments, you know, names on them. And depending on the name, they have different effects. So, for example, this large copper pickaxe has plus 12% size. So, if I made another copper pickaxe, and let's just pretend it would have no effects, which is rare, but let's pretend it had no effects, it would be smaller than this pickaxe. And this happens with everything, as I said, well, nearly everything. Sometimes your things don't have effects, but that's rare. Okay, well, there we go. This happens with everything, and it can really affect whether your time to make something was worthwhile or not, because if you spend, you know, several hours working towards a sword, and it's a terrible sword and gives you, you know, minus 10% damage from what it should be getting, you're probably better off with the lower tier of sword. So it's that kind of thing, you know. It's luck based, but it's also a kind of a, you know, the RPG style element. Now, we're getting back up here. I want to get to the guide and set up shop for a while. I'm going to cut down these trees as well while I'm at it. So yeah, I'm going to make myself the bow first, and then I'm going to try for armor. Let me get my dirt back up here. Let's put it in place of the acorns. And let's get back up to the guide. And I'll probably make some sort of staircase there with wood platforms or something later. But for now, this'll do for our house. I know it's very, very elaborate and well designed. But yeah, I am not a designer by trade. So, what will I do with my little papal shoes? I'm going to make myself a workbench, 10 wood. Plonk that down in the corner here. He can't jump over that, okay. Wooden bow. Maybe a better idea than the copper bow for now, but we'll see what we've got. I forgot you made these with torches. That needs free spaces to place on, doesn't it? Apparently not. There we go. Okay, so let's make our copper ore into copper bars. That gives you 17 bars, and this will give me 5 bars. Okay, so there's probably not enough here to make a piece of armor and a bow, so I'm just going to make the bow. Or apparently there's not enough to make a bow. Okay, maybe a bow is... Hang on, let's see how much wood it is. 10. Used to craft items from metal bars. Oh, well, good thing I got that iron then, isn't it? Fuck the system. Okay. Copper bow. Excellent. A quick copper bow. Plus 10% speed. Not bad. Although I'm not sure that actually affects anything. I'm tempted to... Yeah, this sword is terrible. Okay, copper broadsword. Let's get a better sword. So, we're equipped with a bow, but what good is a bow without arrows? So, let's get back over here, and I've only got 3 stone. So, here, arrows are made out of wood and stone. Each stone and wood giving you 5 arrows, and then you can then craft those into flaming arrows, which substantially increases the damage and sets your enemies on fire, so it's worthwhile. I'm going to mine myself some more stone around here, and depending on whether I have anything to talk about, I may cut this part out. Hop up here, thank you very much. Ah, yeah, actually, that is something to talk about. The carryable light. You'll notice that when I go into water sources, he puts away the torch, which makes perfect sense. But you can carry around light, which is a blessing and a curse, surprisingly enough. I often find myself, when I go caving, I often use either potions to light up the way, or I carry around torches. That's fine. It's not a problem until the point where you run out of potions and or torches. Then it's not so great, because you're left in a badly illuminated cave where there are mobs spawning behind you and coming for you, and you don't know where you're going, and then suddenly you fall down a hole and you have no chance of survival at all. So, blessing and a curse. For the most part, I like it, and I wish there was a system like it in Minecraft, because that would be very nice. Another thing is light permeating blocks like this, and the ability to place things far away from you. That's pretty useful. Although, obviously, it wouldn't work in a Minecraft thing. So, up there, you can undoubtedly see, unless you're blind, that there is a star. So, that's a shooting star, or a fallen star, I can't remember, to be honest. And what they do is... Actually, I'm not sure if they do that anymore. They used to give you mana, but I don't think they do that anymore. Now, what you can do with them is... They're either used for ammo for a weapon later on in the game, or you can use them to increase your amount of mana, your maximum capacity of mana, if you get 10 of them and craft them together into a single mana star, or whatever it's called. So let's hop up here. I said let's hop up here. Fallen star, okay. Ammo material disappears after the surface sunrise. So yeah, it's ammo for the gun, it's a material when you use it to craft with other stars, and yeah, it disappears after sunrise. And I don't know if you're meant to be able to use it like that. It might be a holdover from when it gave mana. Okay. What am I doing here? Crafting. Actually, let's see if... Okay, that's not a material. That was kind of stupid of me. Yeah, fallen star, material. So let me show you something. Here with the guide, or Garrett, I'll call him Garrett. With Garrett, you can talk to him and say... Let me just show you here. I'm just gonna right-click on Garrett, crafting, and it says place material here to show recipes. So you've got a material, and you just place it in there, and it shows you everything you can make with that material. What the heck is that? Mechanical eye. Oh, interesting. I didn't think you could do that, or it wouldn't show up. I don't know. Anyway, so it shows you all the recipes, so let's see what kind of things we can do with the star. So we've got the lesser mana potion, which obviously gives you mana. The mana regeneration potion, which makes you regain mana faster, because you do naturally regain mana once you have mana, which I don't. The magic power potion, which increases your magic damage. The space gun, which I think fires the stars. Come back here, you idiot. Hang on, I have a bow. Use the bow, you moron. My aim is going to be terrible for a while I remember how to point at things. Okay, well, we were looking at what Garrett has to tell us about the star. Star cannon and space gun, which that uses mana, that shoots stars, and holy hell, that does a lot of damage. And then the mana crystal, which increases your mana. So you get the idea. I'm going to probably go caving. I'm not sure what those settings are meant to do. Something changes the light, and my recording key was bound to the same key, so I disabled that. Anyway, I gathered some wood, and I checked the recording times, and we're just into the right amount of time. So I am going to stop this episode here, but I'm going to continue recording for the next episode. Which is something I don't do very often. I think the last time I did it was for Don't Starve, and that was dismal. So I'm going to stop the recording here. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I will see you next time for another episode of Far Cry or Terraria. Either one, either or, maybe both. Not really. And yeah, thanks for watching.